What is up, Aquarius? Welcome to your timeless general reading. These are timeless, so when you see this is when it's most meant for you. It could be something you've already gone through, something you're currently going through, or something you are about to go through. These are also general readings, so if they resonate, that's great. If they don't, that's fine too. Check out your sun, moon, Venus, Jupiter, and rising sign. And like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Check out Patreon if you would like help on your spiritual journey. We do a lot of moon cycle readings, energy shift readings, weekly Patreon only videos, and all the monthly readings there. And I do a lot of mentoring on that platform as well. And if you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, go ahead and book it down below through my website in the description box. Other than that, Aqua, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see what we got going on for you. I really want to use Grand Lux Tarot for Aquarius today. If I could get all the cards out, that'd be great. Let's see. There's only one left. Okay. Let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius. Thank you guys for being so patient. It's been crazy. That was loud. So I'm sorry for headphone wearers. All the tarot decks I use are going to be linked down below in the description box for you guys. So go ahead, check that out. Show me what I most need to see for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Just show me a white wolf. White wolf, to me, as my guides know, is indicative of the light self. The shadow self, to me, is going to be a black wolf. That's just how I see it in my channel. Anytime I see a black wolf, it's literally indicative of the Hierophant coming to teach me a part of my shadow lesson. And when that black wolf turns to a white wolf in my channel, it means that I've now learned that lesson. Literally what it looks like in my channels. Like if I do a meditation and I see the black wolf, I'm like, oh snap, I have a lesson to learn, damn it. So white wolf means that you guys are achieving a lesson, which I really like. That's a good thing. I also just heard hierarchy, so some of you might be, it feels like it's related to family. So if you're learning or achieving a lesson in regards to mother wounding or father wounding, that's a lot that the collective has been going through. We also have Mercury retrograding or about to retrograde. We're in the pre-shadow. Could be in regards to communication with maternal or paternal energy, right? Doesn't have to be like specifically mother or father. Yeah, Queen of Swords and the Emperor. Queen of Swords, swords, communication, father energy with the Emperor. So there we go. The communication between a feminine and a father energy. Queen of Swords, Libra energy, Emperor, Aries energy, right? It does feel very combative. Feels very demeaning on the Emperor energy side. Emperor in reverse, I don't like that. I don't like a Queen of Swords and an Emperor in reverse. This feels, it's funny because they the Emperor is also Taurus energy for me, and they literally show me like two rams like butting heads, and it's Aries, which is even funnier. So let's get a few more cards out for Aquarius. Where's Mars right now? Justice in reverse. Wow. Libra energy. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse. No longer staying bound to the imbalance of this. Woo, this is heavy. This is very heavy. Seven of Wands in the overall, followed by the Five of Swords in the overall. This is very heavy energy between these two. You're definitely releasing it, which I really like, with the Eight of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. I'll show you the cards in a second. It's a very toxic dynamic between these two individuals. Keep in mind that just because it's a Queen and an Emperor does not mean that the Queen has to be a female. Energy does not mean gender, okay? So this Queen can be a man, and this Emperor can be a woman. Doesn't mean it has to be. I just want to be very clear that energy is not gender. Okay, so Queen of Swords, Libra, Emperor, Aries, also Taurus for me as a reader. We have a masculine and feminine energy here. It feels very toxic, the two of these. And Emperor in reverse is a very my way or the highway kind of energy. It's the father in tarot. It's also a very demanding energy, someone who does have the tendency to be very controlling. Queen of Swords in reverse is an energy of someone who really does not like to be taken control of. So those two energies in a room together is going to be all day. Now I'm going to hold them upright for you just so you can see the cards while I'm talking. But if you have these two energies together and they're both in reverse, it's going to be a lot of conflict, because the Queen of Swords in reverse does not like to be told what to do, and an Emperor in reverse is going to be doing the telling. I feel that the Emperor is probably very demeaning, and the Queen of Swords, as much as they might have had a very brave face and a very sharp tongue, I do think that emotionally it took a very big toll, because the heart space on the Queen of Swords feels very torn. Very torn. Justice in reverse shows the imbalance of the connection between the two of these people. And I keep staring at the sword. The sword on Justice actually reminds me of the Three of Swords. I keep hearing dagger to the chest of anything. So that's why it reminds me of the Three of Swords, which is very strange, and more Libra energy with the Three of Swords, Justice, and the Queen of Swords, even though we don't have the Three of Swords out here. It's very heavy to sit in. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. This is the releasing that heaviness of the energy. And the Seven of Cups is seeing it for what it is. And the Eight of Swords, this is what I love. This is the release of it. It's understanding it, no longer being bound to it, okay? I love this energy because it feels like the release of the toxicity, no longer allowing it to consume the mind. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be very honest, it doesn't feel like forgiveness. I think it's the understanding of the dynamic. Understanding the dynamic to the point that, okay, well, I see her for what it is, and it's acceptance of it. I don't think that these two are cool, but I think it's acceptance of the dynamic to the point that energetically it's making it easier to purge some of the energy. Do I think that they've both fully healed? Not necessarily, but I do think that the process of it has begun because they've started to learn the lesson, which is really good. That's the step to releasing all of the energy. So I like that because the door is open, so you're starting to purge it. Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck. There's the guarded energy between the two people. And I feel that that guarded energy is what's being recognized. Like seeing that block for both of them, that's the surrender. No longer being bound. Because I feel like this has, whether this is you and a father, this guarded energy feels like it's been perpetuated in a lot of other dynamics outside of just this dynamic. So let's say this is your father, you might be not so trustworthy of masculine energy in general. I say masculine energy, not men. Okay? Energy, not gender. And so here's a distortion in the collective. If you associate masculine energy with men, that's a distortion that you need to face within yourself, okay? So if you watch tarot readings a lot and you immediately think that masculine energy is men, that's something you need to correct within yourself, because we all have masculine energy within us. We all have masculine and feminine energy. So that means that you're rejecting part of yourself as well. Okay? So just be mindful of that. Let's get into some clarifiers, my dear. Because men get a bad rep. They should not. They should not. Energy is not gender. Okay. So let's go to... It's heavy to sit in, let me tell you. It's not easy. This feels something that's definitely turned into a pattern. I think this is deeply rooted stuff that is now perpetuated through a lot of multiple relationships, okay? Let's look at the Seven of Wands, because I feel like this is what is being realized and released, even though it's the overall energy. Overall energies do not always have to be overall energy. It could just be like the theme or a highlight. You understand what I'm saying? right? Okay, good. As if you're in front of me and it's a live reading that I'm doing. Let's look at these 7 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the Moon. Yeah, understanding that this is what needed to be worked on and it wasn't being worked on. Releasing this wall, releasing this block. There was a lot of resistance to putting in the effort to breaking down this wall. 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands in reverse. Someone wasn't willing to... this is also... Some of you, this is an energy of realizing that others were not willing to fight for something or work for something the way that you might have been fighting or working for something. Now, I'm going to be very blunt because I'm sorry. It's just how I am. I don't want that to instill a victim mentality, okay? No victim mentality. We're not doing that because you're strong. You're not a victim. No, no victim mentality. No, no, no. You got this. You got this. You're strong and mighty. Yes, you are. Give me another on the 7 of Wands. Thank you. Yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse. It's a very, yeah, 4 of Pentacles. It's very selfish energy. Very selfish with this, with the 4 of Pentacles there. And then Temperance in reverse underneath it. Oh, Melinda. And then a King of Swords. This is definitely the Emperor energy. Oh, yeah. 7 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. They're very focused on their own endeavors. They're not willing to invest in... It's kind of... This is a King of King Pentacles is a mini Emperor energy. It's the Emperor in reverse, right? So with these 7 of Wands, they're very guarded. They like to focus on what they want to build, what they want to create. And that's very clear, right? They want to build for themselves. It's a very selfish energy. It is a very selfish energy. They're not willing to invest for other people. It's a very self-motivated energy. So let's look at this dynamic now. I'll do something for you as long as you're going to do something for me, kind of thing. It's always a trade. It's always a business deal with this person. It's never like a genuine, I'm doing it because the good in my heart is allowing me and I genuinely want to do it, right? There was always like a caveat. That's a shame. That's a shame. But that comes from their own wounding, right? And some of you are recognizing that. Like that comes from their own wounding out of this sense of, well, I need to have a deal with them or they're not going to willingly want to give back to me. So I need to make a deal because who's going to want to willingly give back to me? That's their own wounding, right? And seeing that as part of that release, like recognizing that people have certain behavior, certain programming because of their own wounds. They learn it somewhere, right? 5 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Yeah, so here's that Queen of Swords. Their heart space, right? The heart space being shut down. That's like the wounded inner child with the Page of Cups in reverse. It's very hurt, broken. That's someone who's not willing to be vulnerable because they have this sense of abandonment, loss, lack mentality with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I just heard frigid. Queen of Swords can be very frigid. They're also not willing. It's not that they're not willing. That's definitely the wrong word. And I know I definitely just triggered some people out there because I felt it. Like I felt the jolt back. It's not that they're not willing to open up because I definitely feel that the Queen of Swords wants love, wants to have affection and other dynamics, not necessarily with the Emperor, but for those of you where this plays out with other people, like other relationships. It's that there's a deeply rooted fear of getting treated in a very similar manner once committed, once with somebody. Well, what if it domino effects into abandonment? What if down the road they get too comfortable and they start talking to me in the same way? What if, right? Let's look at the Emperor. Let's get another on the Queen of Swords because I can't stop staring at it now. Seven of Pentacles want to flip up and the King of Cups. Yeah, so here's the fear of investing in a genuine loving connection, right? I want to invest, I want the love, I want the relationship, but I'm scared. I'm scared of having this happen to my heart space again. And I feel like this queen really tries to overcome that, and they're very aware of that fear, and they face it quite frequently. They're very aware of it. They're very aware of it. They're working through it. They are working through it. Because you're learning the lesson. You are learning the lesson. You're just in the process of releasing it. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. Because it's deeply rooted. It's deeply rooted in the childhood. So that's going to be like a pulling up and a purge, a big purge. So let's look at the Emperor though. But you're doing it. And that's all you, yeah, 10 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. Yep. Woo-wee. Talk about deception. Talk about a very deceptive, very manipulative energy with the 7 of Swords, Aquarius energy, and the 10 of Wands. This is very hard to release because it's a 10 of Wands in reverse, which tells me it's very suppressed. Not that you're not releasing it, it's just that it's very, very heavy. It's very deeply rooted. Sag energy. I can like feel it in the throat. Like it makes me like, it's just so, like I said, this is very heavy to sit in. But you're releasing it though. Just remember that. Like as much as I'm recapping this, I don't want you to think that you're not releasing it. Like this is what you are releasing. This is what's being left behind. And we're gonna get there. But we gotta look at what it is you're releasing, because I want you to remember like how amazing it is that you're letting this heavy, difficult shit go, right? It's a very toxic energy. 8 of Swords and the Death card. Look how binding this was. You're going from an 8 of Swords, from a 7 of Swords to an 8 of Swords. You're releasing not only a cycle, a cyclic energy that's very deceptive and very binding, but you're going through a massive transformation to realize like, I see them for what they are. I'm no longer stuck in that anxiety-ridden, overthinking, deceptive energy that keeps me bound to something that is heartbreaking and in the sense of lack, loss, abandonment, rejection, and wounded child, because I know I'm deserving of this King of Cups. I know I'm deserving of relationships that are stable and long-term and loving and balanced. So let's look at the imbalance that's been caused because of this kind of dynamic. Woo, you guys are getting a long reading today. Yeah, the Lovers and the 2 of Pentacles. Ah, and the Wheel of Fortune. Me. It's created such blocks in very significant relationships and such stagnancy, because you've had to repeat this lesson over and over and over. With the Wheel of Fortune reverse, it's the lesson, right? That white wolf, over and over and over until you saw it. Oh, it makes me want to cry because like I totally get this. I totally get this, and I don't even have strong Aquarius in my chart, and I totally get this reading right now. But this is like repeating that lesson with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse over and over and over, and now you get to drop that lesson because you're seeing the relationship, you're seeing the dynamic and how imbalanced and how toxic it is, because you're realizing the pattern. You're seeing the pattern. You're seeing the old ways. You're seeing, it's not seeing this person. It's not about this person. It's seeing the habit you have in the relationships because of this original dynamic. So whether it's you have massive abandonment issues and you choose people because you want to be chosen, or you get triggered with really bad anxiety and you always want to fix the relationship because you simply want to be wanted, right? Or you're going to people just because, like, all this just feels like abandonment. It really does. Or you don't speak your truth, or you're not aware of somebody's communication style, but you don't ask them, hey, what's your communication style? Or you don't even know your own love language, or you do, but you don't know your person's love language, but you don't have those kinds of conversations because they're weird or uncomfortable to you. But you need to get out of your comfort zone and have those kinds of conversations. these things need to happen. But there's this fear of being vulnerable because, well, what if my other person finds that weird? And then they're like, well, I don't want to be with you because you just freaked me out. There's a need to get outside of your comfort zone because there's been like distortion, abandonment, loss mentality instilled within this Queen of Swords that's created this massive shutdown and this fear of investing in Kings of Cups, right? And that's what's created this wall, this imbalance in relationships. And when you see that though, and you work through it, it puts you in a really good space. I'm gonna do something I don't usually do on YouTube, at least. I do this on Patreon a lot, but because this energy was really toxic, I actually want to use a different tarot deck because I don't want that kind of energy in your release energy. So let's use a different tarot deck. Let's use Rider Waite. Let's do blunt. Ah, yeah, I don't like that. I touched it. Meh. Spellcasters. Yeah. It's so funny. If you ever read tarot, you'll know like energetically if it's the right deck because you'll like touch it and be like, oh no, that's not the right deck at all for this reading. It's not what I want to be using. So let's look at the Four of Pentacles. I feel like this is a lot of like your headspace limiting belief system that's going to be released. It's a lot of higher consciousness energy that's going to be coming in for you, which I really like. And if you're new to spirituality, and when I say higher consciousness, you're like, I'm so sorry. I can't go into explaining it now because we're already at a 22-minute reading. I'm not going to take these. Okay, let's get into it. Show me what I most need to see for Aquarius, please. Show me what I most need to see for Aquarius. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Look what you're letting go of. What's the first card? Justice in reverse. I love it. You're releasing all of this. Everything we just clarified on Justice in reverse. You're releasing the block. You're releasing the repeating cycle of the unlearned lesson. You're releasing that. That's what you're letting go of. Ah, I love it. I love it. You're done with it. I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna sprinkle it over there. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles in reverse. They said no. Okay, so on to the next. Tell me about the Seven of Cups. Ooh, okay, Seven of Cups, I feels like gonna get, blah, 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 where are my words? Gonna get, is going to get heavy. I feel like your heart space is gonna show up here. It feels really emotional, which makes sense because it's water. I feel like you're actually taking accountability with the Seven of Cups energy. You're seeing how you might have even been standing in your own way. Yeah, Knight of Cups in reverse. High Priestess. Oh. Two of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Magician in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I got chills. They're multiplying. So stupid. Alright, bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. So there's your energy lacking confidence, right? But here you are as a Queen of Pentacles. Being very stable, being very grounded, being that perfect partner energy. But what broke my heart was the Knight of Cups in reverse and the High Priestess. You have this illusion, right? I'm never going to be offered the real love I want, right? Seeing that illusion, like I said, the limiting beliefs, the heart space. You had this illusion that I'm not worthy of that love, that offer. Releasing that. Dropping that illusion, Two of Pentacles, and healing that aspect of yourself. That's what you're seeing now. You're seeing that there was this distortion within the headspace that had to be healed. And you had all the tools you needed to do that healing, but you weren't utilizing them. With Magician in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles, you realized that you were fully capable of doing it as a Queen of Pentacles energy. But with the Magician in reverse, that's a misuse of power, not utilizing all the tools you had. And with the Queen of Wands in reverse, that's a very divine feminine energy that is lacking the confidence, right? That's a master manifester that's not manifesting, not using their wand, not using their power, right? And you see that. That's what you're seeing clearly, Seven of Cups. Okay? So you're healing that distortion. But that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. Big realizations. Oh, I love it. That's good. That's good stuff. It's not bad. It's not good. Let's look at the Eight of Swords that you're releasing, right? Because who was your Eight of Swords? The Emperor. Remember? The Eight of Swords was on the Emperor. Okay? And the Eight of Swords is in reverse over here. That's what you're dropping. No more Eight of Swords. Tell me about the Eight of Swords in reverse. Oh. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you're letting go of that energy because you realize, yes, oh, I love that. And the Moon, you're seeing very clearly how imbalanced that divine masculine Emperor energy was. How they weren't able to give and weren't willing to give, right? Because you see them and that selfish energy, right? For what that individual was. And you're realizing that just because that one individual was that way does not mean that you have to categorize all masculine energy that way, right? We don't have to categorize all masculine energy in one bucket because one masculine energy was deceptive. And you're seeing that, you're realizing that, you're accepting that. And what the universe does, which makes that so hard to accept and heal, is that the universe will keep bringing you similar masculine energy until you break that cycle, till you learn that lesson, which makes it hard not to couple people together into a bucket and say, well, everybody does this, everybody hurts me, right? Guilty, done it, totally human, right? Human experience. But that's what you're learning not to do anymore, which is what's helping you release all this energy and welcome in a brand new cycle for yourself. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Bottom of the deck, look at that. Not only are you releasing a Four of Cups and closing out a massive cycle, then you get an Ace of Wands, a brand new beginning. Beautiful, Aqua. This is what I have for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I know it was a longer one. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, go ahead, book it down below. I'd love to have you as part of our Patreon family if you want more long readings, like hour-long readings. Help on your spiritual path. I do a lot of mentoring on there about your shadow, how to integrate your masculine, your feminine, how to connect with your guides, how to ground yourself, open your consciousness, realign your chakras, all stuff like that. We talk a lot about a lot of things. So if you want help on your spiritual journey, that's definitely the platform for you. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, helps the channel grow, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.